Separation anxiety or clinginess. Separation anxiety or clinginess is a typical toddler behavior that you will notice starting at around 8 months. It peaks between 10 to 18 months and tends to subside by the second or third year, or might stay for longer depending on your specific circumstances and your child's temperament. Some toddlers might not even experience separation anxiety in a noticeable way. That's okay too. Here's what separation anxiety looks like, and you might be able to relate to a few situations like your toddler just clings to you 24/7. Even going to the bathroom is difficult unless you let your toddler tag along as audience or you choose to painfully sit through the screaming and the pleading that you hear through the door. Maybe you're contemplating baby wearing them the whole day because they are just stuck to you like Velcro. They don't want anyone but you. Your child throws a massive fit anytime you or the other parent or any caregiver chooses to leave the house or their room. Maybe your child comes looking for you and banging on the door as you try to isolate yourself into another room trying to work from home. Maybe your child resists, wails, and cries when you drop him off at daycare or preschool. So, separation anxiety is basically the anxious reactions or overreactions that your toddler breaks into when he senses he's getting separated from you. These situations can be flattering at first when you feel so loved by this little human, when you feel like you're the center of the universe and all that you're doing for them is worthwhile. But at some point, it starts taking a toll on you physically and emotionally. And that's why we are going to do our best to decode this behavior, understand the why, what, and how to best manage it. While you will need to give your toddler and his separation anxiety the time it needs to slowly subside as his brain and body develops, but we can definitely find ways to ensure that they get the support they need without you having to overly compromise on your own emotional and physical well-being and your daily commitments. So let's get started. Why does your toddler behave like this? During infancy, your toddler experienced being with someone and at least someone being visible to them all the time. So they felt safe. But as they approach their first birthday, they gradually become more and more mobile, being able to crawl, stand, walk, and run. So internally, there's this conflict where they have a natural overpowering urge to exercise their newly found independence. But then, because they can now explore farther and farther places away from you, their brain and body tends to feel the need to keep coming back to you to feel safe and secure. It's a survival instinct. This conflict of wanting your safety yet wanting to explore farther away is a struggle for your toddler, which tends to show up as anxiety and clinginess, of always wanting you by their side or at least within sight. You will see this typical pendulum behavior throughout toddlerhood and beyond as well, where they'll willingly separate from you, for example, at the park, and then within minutes, they'll come back to you and just touch you or say something and then go back. It's just that sometimes when you need to separate from them, their lower brain can go into alarm mode because their immature brain does not understand time. And it fears if you leave them, will you come back? Because even a few minutes can feel like ages to them. And this is why you see those massive outbursts when you separate. Let's ask Ben. The emotions beneath your child's separation anxiety and clinginess could be that they feel scared, nervous when you leave them, or when you leave them, they might feel angry and frustrated because of their internal tug of war between their independence and dependence. The need is pretty clear: connection. They need to feel physically and emotionally connected. The deeper, most basic need is to feel safe and secure. They feel safe with you. Any new or unfamiliar situation or person is scary for them. And that's why they're clinging to you. As simple as that. What do I want to teach and achieve now and later? I want to provide my child with the emotional support she needs in this developmental phase and to gradually help her feel more confident to leave my side and safely explore the world around her, away from me. I want my child to know that his anxiety is valid and that I'm here for him to keep him safe and to support him. I want my child to know that it's natural to feel nervous, but with practice and time, she can overcome her fears and be more comfortable in exploring the world around her. That's full of interesting people and places and activities. And equally important, I want to make sure my personal daily commitments are not overly compromised and that I don't guilt trip myself as I try to maintain a balance between providing my child with emotional support while also maintaining my own emotional well being. So, how can I best manage this behavior and achieve my discipline goals? Firstly, here's how you should not manage this behavior. Don't see their clinginess as manipulation. They are genuinely needing you. It's a developmental phase. Don't think you're the only one whom your child can relate with, because this notion will prevent you from leaving your child when you have to and will also deprive your toddler of opportunities to experience new situations and adapt to other caregivers. When you have to leave them with another caregiver, don't pass on your anxiety. Make sure you are not becoming emotionally dependent or seeking subtle parental pleasure from your toddler's dependence. That's natural. Don't sneak out. It might be tempting for you to just sneak out when your toddler is busy playing or sleeping so you can avoid a tantrum, but when they realize your absence, it can throw them off emotionally. And it will make future separations even harder because they will always be unsure and anxious that you might just leave them alone suddenly. No matter how old your child becomes, and you start feeling your child is big enough to stay away from you with another caregiver, don't shame or belittle your child's separation anxiety by saying, "You're a big girl or a big boy now. Stop acting silly." Don't think she must learn the hard way and put them in situations away from you without doing the necessary preparation. The key is when you provide your toddler with the emotional support she needs during this phase, the more safe and secure she will feel. And when they feel safe, their brain and body feels calm and becomes available and able to leave your side and explore the world around them. So, how do we provide our toddler with the support she needs during this phase? We do it in four phases: prep yourself, prep your toddler, the goodbye, and the reunion. Step 1: prep yourself. Well, you could be a parent who does not feel any anxiety about separating with your child. That's okay, that's absolutely normal. But if you are someone like me, some bit of anxiety might hit you when you separate from your toddler. Say when you're leaving for work the first time or leaving your child at daycare. This anxiety in you could arise due to multiple reasons, like your own protective instincts, your inexperience in leaving your toddler, not knowing how they'll be without you, the guilt about leaving your child or watching their massive reactions, anxiety about the childcare arrangement, doubts that can anyone else be as good as me, or insecurity that the other caregivers might do a better job than you and your child might get more attached to them. It could also be your own painful memories about separation in childhood or later. If your child has a history of illness, it might make you overprotective. Any one or more of these reasons could trigger anxiety in you. And you can be sure, even if your toddler is as cool as a cucumber about leaving you, you will surely pass on some of your anxious vibes to them, causing them to react and struggle in your absence. So, understand what's causing you anxiety, if any, and make sure you are calm and clear about the decision to leave your child and also confident about the childcare arrangement you have, whether it's grandparents or daycare or preschool, whatever it is. Once you've calmed your nerves, you're mentally and emotionally available to move to step 2 of prepping your toddler for the separation. Here's a helpful acronym by Big Little Feelings on how to prep your toddler for separations or any big or small changes. It's P, plan in advance; R, reveal the plan; E, explain all the details; and P, put them in charge of something small. Let's take an example of a big new separation first, and then I'll show you how you can adapt the same process for a small separation, like when you have to go to the bathroom. So, for example, your toddler needs to join play school. So far, they've never been in a situation away from home without you. So, it's absolutely natural for them to feel nervous and scared. How can you best manage this situation? Plan in advance. Get all the details clear in your head first. Which play school, who will drop them, for how long, what the play school schedule looks like, who will pick them up. Be clear about everything. Then reveal the plan to your toddler much in advance. Since this is a big change for them, you will need to start prepping them days or weeks in advance. But make sure you're casual and calm about it, and that your prep or over preparation does not unnecessarily make them anxious. E. Explain all the details as you reveal the plan. It will sound like after 5 days you're going to join school. Hey, in the morning after you wake up, we'll brush, have breakfast, then mama will drop you at school. There, you will play with your new friends. Your teachers will take care of you. You will draw, color, sing songs, dance, and then you'll have your tiffin and play some more. Then, when the school bell rings, I'll be back to pick you up. Keep your tone casual, speak slowly, softly. With this, we are helping them visualize everything, the separation, and most importantly, highlight the reunion, that you will be back together. And I'm adding timestamps in a way that toddlers can understand, like after breakfast, we leave. When the bell rings, I'll come back. So you're making what's unfamiliar familiar. Familiarity and predictability helps them feel safe and secure. Finally, put them in charge of something small. Like when you go to school, do you want to take the blue or the red tiffin with you? With younger toddlers, say less than 3 years, you can follow this prep approach. They may or may not understand everything you say, but they can surely sense you're prepping them. And that will help them feel better prepared when the moment comes. There are two more ways to prep your toddler and potentially reduce their anxiety. One is books. Here's few books that you can use to help your child know that you're connected even when you're away. Second, role plays. When you enact the entire situation in a playful way, you reverse roles where you become the child and they are the parent who leaves you. All of this helps them get a better grasp of what to expect. It helps them remember better and equips them emotionally to handle the situation. Prepping also means giving your toddler enough opportunities and time to ease in with the new setup. Visit the play school, show him around, let your child play there for some time. On the first day and for the first week, reach the play school well in advance to help your toddler settle in. And check with the play school if the first week could be shorter durations like 30 minutes and gradually increase it over the week. If you have a nanny coming home, let her come 30 minutes earlier so that your toddler has the time to ease in. Let your let the caregiver with whom you are leaving your toddler be ready with an activity to engage them. These are simple ways in which we can support our toddler and equip them to handle the separation well. Step 3, the goodbye. When it's time for the real act, the goodbye, here's what you need to do. Have a consistent goodbye routine or ritual. Use the same words, gestures, and actions each time, every time you have to leave. It could sound like this. Now, after breakfast, you will wear your shoes. Then we'll go to your school. Your teacher will take you in. You'll play and learn. And when the school bell rings, I'll be there to pick you up. I love you. Kiss and then follow through with what you said. If you have to leave them and go for work, once again, you will calmly explain all the details. Now, after breakfast, Mama will leave for office. You will be here with Auntie. She will play with you. And then you will have lunch, then nap, and then when you wake up, I'll be back and we'll play together. Kiss and then quickly and confidently move out, leaving your child with the other caregiver. Do not linger. If you seem anxious or unsure, it will be difficult or impossible for your toddler to feel safe as you leave them, and you can expect them to melt down. So, as you exit, keep it casual. To make the goodbyes easier for your toddler, make sure their basic needs of hunger, sleep, rest are met because separations can be harder if these basics are not in place. Fill your child's cup of connection before separating by giving them your undivided attention rather than hurrying them through everything. This will require you to plan some buffer time in advance so that you don't have to rush your toddler through the separation. Rushing will tend to make them more anxious. Finally, don't give in. If you've done the due diligence, like I've mentioned here, And still a meltdown happens when you separate, don't come back, even if you feel like the worst parent ever. Remember, you are not. You're not letting them cry it out. You've left them with a caring adult whom you trust to support your child emotionally when you're gone. Most kids will settle in a few minutes, and over time, if you are consistent, they will learn how to manage their anxiety when you leave. That's what we want for them, right? On the other hand, if you come back, you are hindering the learning process. Step 4, the reunion. Once you both are back together, celebrate, literally celebrate and praise your child for whatever little progress or achievement they've made through the separation. Tell them the whole story. Today morning, when I left you at school, you were sad. Then you felt brave and you played with your friends at school. And then when the school bell rang, I came back like I said I would. Yay, you did it. And then follow the same footsteps again tomorrow and the day after that till all of it eases in for both of you. As you keep reminding them and encouraging them through positive separation experiences, your toddler will learn that separations are tough in the beginning, but I can do it. And as their confidence builds, their separation anxiety will reduce. You can use these same 4 steps even for tiny separations like when you have to go to the bathroom or you have to cook. It'll sound like, Mama needs to go to the bathroom now. You will be here with Grandma and build a tower. When you're done building the tower, I'll be back. Or Mama needs to go to the bathroom now. When I'm gone, do you want to play with Grandma or with your teddy bear? I'll be back in a minute. No matter how silly this seems, their fear is real. When you try to empathize with their fear, you will feel less frustrated about their clinginess. So here again, we explain all the details, assure that you will be back along with relevant timestamps. Offer choices to help them feel involved. And when you're back, you celebrate that too. Yay, I'm back like I said I would. Wow, look how you built that tower when I was gone. If and when there's a meltdown when you separate, you know how to respond with a pause. A calm response could also be handy here, like, I see how you feel scared and sad when I'm away. The problem is, I need to cook so that we can have lunch. You can sit here and play with the blocks as I cook, or do you want to see how I'm cooking? As you master these tiny separations with your toddler with calm prep, you and your toddler will feel better prepared for bigger separations when you have to. All said and done, your toddler's brain and body will take its own time and course in development to completely overcome separation anxiety or the need to cling to you. So be patient, do the right thing like you've learned here, and hang in there till this phase passes.